If you have been corresponding with a lady for 3 to 4 months and you decide to take one of the tours, will you meet the lady you have been writing with, or are you just thrown into a social and hope for the best?
Have you ever heard of a guy writing a woman and marrying her in the service? Yes, I mean, of course that happens, but also it quite often happens is, people, write to each other, then they meet in person and find out there is no either chemistry or there is something else is wrong. Because in the letter it's one thing, we get one impression of a person, but real life is slightly different. And quite often guys end up marrying a totally different person from whom they've been writing to. But yeah, I mean, I also know the cases that people have been, corresponding and meeting and everything goes just exactly as they dreamed. And they get married, that happens too, but it's a gamble. So, it's always good to have a plan B. So let's hope your plan A works and you end up marrying the one you're writing. But also just be prepared. When you receive letters from women from website and they send you photos, who sends them, the women or the translator agency? Well, actually, it could be both, basically. So when she sends you a message, she can just forward a few photographs of her. So if she's telling you a specific story, hey, I went to barbecue yesterday, here is me at that barbecue. She'll forward you most recent photos. Quite often, her agency will have certain set of photos that she sent them earlier. So she'll say, hey, can you send this guy, attach few more photos of me, to my letter to just keep this guy be interested, so just keep sending photos. So it could be both. So it could be, just most recent photos that she just took, or it could be a few photos that they had on file for her.
If you have been corresponding with a lady for 3 to 4 months and you decide to take one of the tours, will you meet the lady you have been writing with, or are you just thrown into a social and hope for the best? Well, we never throw you anywhere you don't want to go, but you're going to want to go into that social and you're going to want to meet as many different women as possible. Let's say you have some substantial correspondence with a woman that you've been writing to for the last 2 or 3 months, okay? Well, then obviously you want to let her know before you come that you're coming, and you're going to ask her, well, do you want to meet at the social? Would you like to meet individually? How would you like to do it? And normally she's going to say, well, I'd like to meet you individually. A lot of times that's what you're going to get because you've been corresponding back and forth and she wants to meet you individually. And that's fine. Look, she knows that you're going to be dating, and she's probably still dating. You haven't met yet, so you're not in a monogamous situation. But we will do everything we can to help the two of you meet. So if there is, some history there, and you've been corresponding, then you're going to let us know that too. Say, okay, here's my list of women. And by the way, I have been writing with this woman, so please make sure that, I meet her. And then we do our best to make sure that you meet as well. Again, we can't guarantee that you're going to meet her, but my guess is if you've been writing to her, then there's really no reason why you shouldn't be able to meet her. And, that's usually what happens is you will meet. And then you'll marry someone that you were never writing to. You just happen to meet at the social the next day. And that's probably who you'll end up marrying, because that's usually what happens. That's why I don't think you have to write a lot. A lot of guys think they do. They got to have something going, so to speak, before they go over. If you're writing to someone that it never works, I know many, many couples that were writing to each other, they meet, and it is a good connection. Chemistry is there, and they end up moving forward, and they can move forward that much faster because they do have that history in the letters. So I'm not saying it can't work, okay? But what I'm saying is just don't go crazy with it, okay? If you really want to write some, okay, write some. But don't go crazy and just write, tons and tons of women to where you could have taken 2 or 3 tours by the time you're done doing all that. Because it does get expensive after a while, because there's a lot that goes into it to make sure it works for you.
Join men from all over the world as they take a trip and find their future brides.
Interested? Learn more at a-foreign-affair.com.
If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Then click on the notice bell to get notified every time we add something new.